Hello and welcome to this month's SMF soap challenge. I'm Sapnista and I'll be running the challenge for this month. I thought we would have a go at Peacock Swirls because they're one of my favourite swirls. They're really pretty looking and they're not really as complicated as they might at first appear. So you don't need any special equipment to make them either. So I've made myself a comb using just some things I had knocking around. So I've got a piece of corrugated cardboard and I have stuck a load of coffee stirrers into it to make my comb, if you can see. So you could do something similar. You can use cocktail sticks, skewers, probably something not metal because it might react with the soap batter, but literally anything that you have hanging around you can use to make yourself a comb. So you will need a comb, a soap mould, and it has to be a slab mould, not a log mould. So my inspiration for my soap this month is that we went to a brewery last week when my husband's sister was visiting, and it's the local brewery and they make something called Tribute Ale. So I really wanted to make a beer soap with some of the beer that I took home from the brewery, and I really like the branding. I like the bright purple and gold and white colours, so they're the colours I'm going to use for my Peacock Swirl, and I am going to use the beer to make to dilute the lye in to make a beer soap. So I've got the correct volume of beer poured out here. I know some people like to reduce it down, but I've just let it sit out overnight, so most of the bubbles have disappeared, and so now I'm ready to add my lye. So I've got the correct amount of lye weighed out here too, so basically it will bubble up and start to volcano a bit, but I'll just add it very, very slowly and make sure it's all dissolved. So once I've completely mixed in the lye and it's fully dissolved, it gets very, very hot, so I'm going to leave it aside for a few minutes to cool down a bit because I don't want my soap reaction to go too quickly. So now my lye's cooled down sufficiently enough for me to be able to use it, so I'm going to start making the soap. I've chosen a beer fragrance. I think it smells really nice. It does actually smell like beer, but it's kind of a bit spicy as well. So unfortunately it accelerates the soap like crazy. So I'm going to make a bottom layer of unswirled soap, and then I'm going to put an unfragrant peacock layer on top. So if you're making your own soap, then you're free to do the same thing that I've done, or you can run your Peacock Swirl throughout the entirety of your soap slab. Whichever way you want to do it is fine. So now I'm going to combine my oils and my lye. As you can see, this causes the soap batter to set up really, really quickly. So this just wouldn't be suitable for a nice delicate swirl. And we'll just let that set a bit, and then I'll make the second layer. So now I'm going to create my top layer. So this is just an unscented layer to lay on the top with my Peacock Swirl. So I'm just going to mix the soap till it's just reached emulsion because I want it to be fairly fluid and I want plenty of time to work. So you can see the soap's fairly thick, but not too thick. Now originally I was going to put it into squeeze bottles, but I've changed my mind and I think I'm just going to mix it into these jugs instead, because it'll be just as easy to pour and it'll be easier to work with. So I'm going to put some gold to match the gold in my beer bottle, but that's just gold mica mixed with oil, which I'm going to drizzle on the top because I want it to stay shiny. And then I've got some titanium dioxide mixed with a bit of olive oil, so it currently looks a bit orange, but it will go white once I've mixed it with the soap batter. So I pour a bit of that into the jug and turn half of my soap batter white. And then we'll just sit the soap for a little bit till it thickens up even more. And then we start by pouring the soap into the mould in lines. So there we've got our stripes, and then I'm going to add some gold stripes as well on top. And then we take our comb and then we place it into the top of the soap and drag it along vertically. So we get our pretty start of our peacock design, and then I get a skewer, and I think I could do with an extra line in there just to sort it out properly. And then, if you can see, we've got the start of our peacock. Then to make the actual peacock design, you do a curve around . So there we have our peacocks. Here we are, you can see a bit closer what we've resulted with. And that is the curve, the peacock swirl upside down, but when it's set I'll move it and swivel it around so that you can see it the right way up.